There are times when all we want to do is watch a horror film in bed. We all enjoy doing that, but realizing that a scary movie is based on a genuine story makes it even scarier. One cannot simply fall asleep when they are aware that someone else experienced that dread in actuality. Today we will be looking at top 10 horror movies not to watch. Before we begin, please like and subscribe to our channel. Number 10. Ravenous, 1999. Ravenous is a 1999 horror film directed by Antonia Bird. The story centers on Captain John Boyd, a U.S. Army commander who was assigned to a remote military outpost in California in the 1840s. He comes upon a troop of soldiers, there who are fighting for survival against the hostile environment of the woods. They believe there might be a deeper evil power at play as they start to learn the grisly truths of their surroundings. Cannibalism, survival, and the dark side of human nature are all topics covered in the film. Despite receiving poor reviews when it was first released, Ravenous has subsequently developed a cult following for its original approach to the horror genre and its melding of historical details with otherworldly themes. Number 9. Deranged, 1974. Robert Blossom, Cosette Lee, and Leslie Carlson star in Jeff Gillett and Alan Ormsby's 1974 horror film Deranged. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Psycho character Ed Gein, an American serial killer, was also the source of inspiration for this movie's fictional characters. The primary character of Deranged, Ezra Cobb, is a mentally ill guy who gets more and more insane after the passing of his mother. He develops an obsessive infatuation with her body and starts grave robbing and practicing necrophilia. The film is renowned for its unsettling depiction of mental illness and its use of realism in special effects to show blood and gore. Despite not being a commercial hit when it was first released, Deranged had since amassed a cult following for its eerie and gut-wrenching portrayal of one man's spiral into madness. Number 8. The Conjuring, 2013. The 2013 horror film, The Conjuring, which was helmed by James Wan, stars Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga as Ed and Lorraine Warren, two paranormal investigators. The Perron family, who moved into their farmhouse in Rhode Island in the 1970s, went through a string of scary and unexplainable incidents that are the basis for the movie. When the Warrens are asked to look into the house, they swiftly learn that it is haunted by an evil spirit. They unearth a murky past of murder and occultism, connected with the property as they try to free the family from the entity's hold. A terrifying and tense atmosphere is created in the film using a combination of jump scares, atmospheric tension, and a sense of dread. It was lauded for its effective scares, outstanding performances, and expert direction by critics and audiences alike, and it has since inspired multiple sequels and spin-offs in the Conjuring universe. Number 7. The Girl Next Door, 2007. Gregory Wilson's 2007 drama/horror film The Girl Next Door is based on Jack Ketchum's book of the same name, which was in turn inspired by the 1965 slaying of Sylvia Likens. Meg and Susan, two teenage sisters, are transferred to live with their aunt and her 3 sons when their parents pass away in a car accident, and their narrative is told in the movie. The film depicts the brutal torture and murder of a young girl in a distressing and gruesome manner, and it also addresses issues of violence, power, and the evil that may exist inside apparently normal people. The Girl Next Door has garnered a cult following for its strong and uncompromising representation of a terrible real-life case of abuse and murder, despite receiving mixed reviews upon its initial debut. Number 6. Psycho, 1960. The crimes of Ed Gein and the killings in Wisconsin serve as a loose inspiration for this thriller horror film. This movie has received a number of sequels. Absolutely everyone should watch it. In 1961, this Alfred Hitchcock film took home the Best Directing Oscar. The story of the movie centers on Marion Crane, a secretary who steals $40,000 from her work before fleeing and finally finding refuge at the remote Bates Motel. The film is renowned for its infamous shower scene and its inventive use of suspense and misdirection to generate tension and dread. The horror film Psycho is widely considered as a masterpiece and has had a significant impact on both popular culture and later horror films. Number 5. The Amityville Horror, 2005. The events that occurred in 1975 at the Lutz family's brand new home at 112 Ocean Avenue in Amityville are the basis for the film. The case of this has received a lot of attention from paranormal experts. A married couple moves into a new home, but their joy is fleeting because strange things start happening there. In the film, George and Kathy Lutz, a young couple with 3 kids, move into the home only to experience a string of frightful and mysterious occurrences. As they look into the house's past, they learn that a horrific mass murder took place there many years ago, and that the demonic presence there might be related to that awful incident. Number 4. Child's Play, 1988. The plot was based on a nurse who, according to author Robert Eugene Otto, reportedly put a voodoo spell on him, turning one of his boyhood dolls into a nighttime threat. We've all seen horror movies with dolls that are possessed, but it's eerie to know that the doll actually exists. The movie revolves around a doll with demonic possession named Chucky that a young kid named Andy receives as a present. Chucky is actually possessed by the soul of a prominent serial killer who passed away while attempting to put his soul into a doll, unbeknownst to his mother. Chucky has established himself as one of the most known and adored horror antagonists of all time, and Child's Play has had a long-lasting influence on pop culture. Number 3. A Nightmare on Elm Street, 2010. Do you enjoy gore, blood, and ghosts with knives? So this is it. The inspiration for this film came from a group of Laotian immigrants who perished while experiencing a nightmare. According to the medical evaluations, they were physically healthy. The People's Choice Award for Favorite Horror Movie went to this otherworldly horror movie. The film incorporates a number of the most recognizable components of the original franchise, such as Freddy Krueger's persona, his recognizable clawed glove, and the story's centrally located spooky and bizarre dream scenes. The film was a commercial success and has since established itself as a fixture of the horror genre, despite the fact that reviewers gave it a mixed bag of reviews. Number 2. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 1974. This film is partially based on the notorious American serial killer Ed Gein, who was caught with 9 human skin masks. It's eerie, isn't it? The film popularized abandoned homes and slasher movies in general culture. The film, which was directed by Tobe Hooper, has a 7.4 IMDb rating. More than $30 million was made by the film in North America. The film is renowned for its violent and graphic depiction of blood and gore, as well as for its portrayal of Leatherface as a dreadful and enduring horror villain. After becoming a cult classic of the horror genre and enjoying both critical and economic success, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre has spawned a number of sequels and remakes. It continues to have an influence on the horror genre today, as evidenced by the numerous movies and TV episodes that have come after it. Number 1. The Exorcist, 1973. The book on which The Exorcist is based was inspired by the true story of a young child named Rolando who was possessed by demons in 1949. Since the actual exorcism was so terrifying, novels about those who saw it have been written. This story will make you shiver for very valid reasons. The notorious spider walk scene and the use of practical effects to simulate Regan's possession are only 2 examples of the film's strong and unsettling imagery. It was well received by critics and audiences alike, and many people consider it to be among the best horror films ever made. So there you have it. Which of the movies scared you the most? Leave a comment down below and let us know. And make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more future videos. Stay tuned for more videos like this.